Why are you hiding? Do you need some breakfast? This is what I get for having a cat with no opposable thumbs. Look out. Morning, meat puck. Yup. Morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. And today is the day Lucky is finally going in to see a professional mechanic, and hopefully we can get to the bottom of her intermittent starting issues. But first things first, it's bright and early in the morning. I just crawled out of the bed in my tiny home. Nature calls. I need to go use my bottle. But since some people are a little sensitive, here's Penny mowing down with some music. Hair is getting to such a point where I can use my daughter's brush to sort of tame the mane. Well, sometimes, but it's not quite long enough to fall on its own, so it gets all sort of hashtag bedhead. So if you're new around here and don't really know what's going on, I live in my Chevy Express 2500, which I converted into a tiny home back in the summer of 2021. I've been living in it full time ever since October 18th of that year. There, this solves the problem. And for the last month and a bit now, it seems, well, it actually feels like it's been a lot longer, there's been an intermittent starting issue. Not 100% sure what it is. She just won't turn over sometimes, and she doesn't even continue to crank all of the time. Sometimes she does. She's a very particular sort of girl. But I've ordered a fuel pump just in case, and I have that bopping around in the van. So I'm going to take her into the shop. I'm going to talk to them about it, see what they think, explain as much of the situation to them as I can. And then if they decide they need to put that fuel pump in, it's there for them to put in. But there's also a couple smaller issues happening with the van. I mentioned in the last video, I've got a screw in my rear tire. Not leaking, it's just there. So it's not ideal. The tire doesn't like having screws in it. I know, right? What's the matter with it? And also I've got a bit of a howling issue coming from the front wheels, which could indicate wheel bearings. But to be a very upset boy if that is what it is. If you know, you know. It's always a good idea to know a decent mechanic wherever you might be. Obviously, that can prove to be a little bit more difficult if you're a nomad traveling around a lot. I guess this is a way of me looking at my nomadic situation as being a little bit more fortunate because I'm primarily located in the city that I grew up in, and I've had a mechanic, well, I've had different mechanics, but I've always had a reliable mechanic. So early in the morning, tripping over my words. I've always had a reliable mechanic ever since I've been able to drive, more or less. That first mechanic was mostly my grandfather. But the one mechanic that I used to go to a lot and is no longer in business. He sold the garage, and while the fellows over there are quite nice, I actually am going to take Lucky to a place called Mickelson's Automotive. It's a place where Lindsay, my cousin, and her dad have always taken their vehicles. And Lucky's actually been there once before, so they are a little familiar with her. It's nice to build a rapport with people, and they seem like really good guys over there, and they know their way around a Chevy. This up. Hi, Penny. We got some dirty laundry here we need to take care of. I always like to get this front area cleaned up when I'm taking her into a shop, especially the doghouse area here, because chances are if it's a fuel issue, they may have to get to like the injectors and stuff, which means they're going to have to pop that guy off. So let's put our flashlight back here, get my laundry bag, that put away. You can actually store the laundry bag on the bed, which is not where it normally lives. Yeah. Went to the pool yesterday to get in a shower and a nice soak in the hot tub and a float in the pool for my back, which is doing pretty good right now. But actually then realized pretty late last night, the worst van life atrocity. I was about to say it is. I've run out of water. I have a single bottle of water left. What sounds broken down here? Oh no, that's just Brooklyn's water bottle. This fridge is a little smelly. I just cleaned it. What is happening? Where did that come from? Man! That sounds like a future Matthew problem. We don't have time for this right now. Clean you later, fridge. How irresponsible of me. I bought this pineapple juice a few days ago. I was just editing the vlog where I picked it up, and that just reminded me that it's still in the fridge. I did some reorganize of Lucky, moved my meds. They're no longer in that drawer. It's weird getting used to things when you make big changes like that. I'm slowly trying to purge Lucky a little bit. You wouldn't know it looking at the cupboards and counter spaces around me, but I am working on it. The overhead cabinets still look good, so that's great. Go. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato more. Come here. Little medication. Where's the water? Ah, get it in ya. I know somebody out there that's gonna bug the shit out of. You know what's happening, do you, Penny? You'll remember, mark my words. You still got a little bit of food down here. You might want to take care of that. All right, we pretty much got the place as good as it's going to be. Just putting stuff on the bed, getting stuff that could fall off of the counters, off the counters. Yeah, the Wrangler stays there. Pretty good in transit, so we should be okay. And it doesn't look ideal, but all that's left to do now is get the fridge pulled back into this space so that they have that space to work in. And I was down there last night cleaning up underneath it as much as I could. It turned out I spilled a coffee a while back and forgot about it. Yummy. But yeah, do that and then hit the road. You sure you don't want to eat any of this, Penny? I'm about to sort of block it. She's in the window, she doesn't care. Ooh, it's sticky on this side. Yuck. Okay. All right. There. That's as good as it's gonna get. Yeah. Believe me, it was much worse last night. There's the brush. Yeah, so there's the fuel pump. There's the putty cat. And we're off. It's always a little nerve-wracking, like I've said before, dropping your house off with other people and trusting them into their care, but it is what it is. I am in no state to be dropping a fuel tank if that's what this comes to. I've got my tens machine on my back because I'm an old man. All right. Okey-dokey. 1, 2. I'm not going to keep counting. Who am I kidding? We're actually going to put these window blockers in properly. Put them together in the proper configuration. Use their little Velcro strappy to keep them together. That is not the proper configuration. Flip it over. There we go. All right. Oy. Go. And then strappy-doo. Nailed it. Windshield blocker. Hiya, huzzah. This is something I shouldn't not stress. Does that make sense? I emphatically implore you to do what I'm doing, and then just tidy up your car when you take it into a mechanic a little bit in the front where you think they're going to be working. I worked as a mechanic, and yuck. Like, I know it's not expected, but it's just like a common courtesy. Because let's call a spade a spade. Most people treat their cars like dumpsters. And those aren't the ones that live in them full time. Okay, the lights are on. Darn it! Where's the light? Where's the remote? This isn't ideal. Wait, I put it up here. Everybody calm down. Stop looking at my butt. Nailed it. All right, and this is the telltale sign here. Turn off the blower. It's so obnoxious. She didn't have much gas in her. Samus is pulling focus. There we go. Let's see how she does this morning. You're still going in. It's already me moving around that much. It's too warm for the flannel. What's happening? Also need, oh no, fridge. There we go. Ugh. Caffeinated bevy. There's a light switch remote in there. My goodness gracious. Much better. Whew. Okay, now let's tally freaking home. Oh man, one of my lucky signs flew off back on Macleod Trail. I just saw this thing go whoosh, and I thought it was my flag at first. I looked over and no, there goes my sign right onto the road. So, and it was the side that isn't painted, which is very strange. So, I'm gonna have to try to make it a quest to get back there and get that, because I can't imagine anybody else napping it up on that busy ass street. But all right, I just pulled up here in front of the garage. I'm gonna go in and see what we can see and say what we can say and hope for the bloody best. All right, Lucky. No more nonsense the next time I turn this key to turn you on, please? It's cool enough now I can put the flannel back on. I don't want to walk across the grass. Don't be rude. Morning, how are you?
Good, you?
Oh, it's another Tuesday. Oh, hello. Good morning. Hello. Hey. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much.
All right.
Talk to you soon. Yep. So actually, I had saved a clip from an old video to show him, and he was just flabbergasted. They hate intermittent starting issues. But it is what it is. Let's let them do their thing and see what else we can get up to today. Oh, hi. You want to come with me? As cute as you are, I don't know that husky would get along with you too well. Might be the other way around, though, eh? Let's get you loaded up. Show this in the back. All right, you. Come here. Oh, I know. You're so hard done by. You're so hard done by. Here. Get in your little carrier. Whoop. I know. Don't worry, it won't be too long, darling. I promise. You gotta get your back down, Penny. Thank you. All right. Bed. That here. There you go. All right. Done with that. Hey. You too, Dee? Let's do it, eh? Come on. Oh. All right. Now, we wait for news. All right, so I'm back here looking for this bloody sign. I don't know. It would have flown off like that way. That's what I saw it do. It should be pretty obvious, though. It's not like it's a small sign, unless traffic like blew it up onto that boulevard in the middle. I'm in no state to be running across a busy road. I'd have to wait for a red light too, obviously. My God. I'd like to get eyes on it first before I do anything too crazy. Nothing like a nice walk in the morning to really get your blood flowing, looking for your magnetic sign. I really feel like I wasn't this far up. That would have been a good time to go, but now there's more traffic coming. Oy vey. Now this is unfortunate. I don't think it was up this far, but I'm gonna do something stupid and go onto the middle and walk back up it. That's really my only play here because I couldn't see anything from this side. All right, here we go. No traffic. Could it have flown up onto the middle here? I don't know. Well, here I am. Oh, this is going great. I can't see the thing to save my life. It's like it just vanished or got abducted. Now I gotta get back across this nonsense. I'm gonna stay on the grass. I feel safer on the grass. Yikes. That's what you want to see. Unbelievable. That's too bad. I can't believe it's just gone. I guess nothing lasts forever. If you're watching and you found my sign, I mean, you can keep it if you want, but I'd like it back. That is our lives right now. We're just hanging out down here at Fish Creek Park, watching the new Apple keynote for the iPhone 15.
6.1 inches
just gonna...
for iPhone 15 Pro. It's 6.7 inches for iPhone 15
Pro Max. Heck yeah! But this is the life right now. I washed Penny's catio. It's hanging out over there. Penny's hanging out inside Regina somewhere. I should probably feed her, but now we're just playing the waiting game to hear back from the mechanics. I feel bad. I missed this piece of mail the other day when I was opening it up. It was in my backpack, so I figured now's a pretty good time to open it up. It's a card from, it just says P.O. Box from Salt Lake City. Oh, that's another nice card for Stella from Megan Johnson. May memories be your comfort until you meet again. I am so sorry about Stella. If she could talk to you right now, she would say, thank you for my wonderful life. We've got a lovely card with a passage about the Rainbow Bridge. Oh, that's very thoughtful of you, Megan. Thank you for taking the time to put that in the mail. I appreciate that. And I'm sorry that I missed it the other day. I got it a while back with a couple of other packages and it fell by the wayside. I'm very sorry. I'm a terrible human being. If you're wondering, Penny's back in the van. She got a little... She's in a timeout. A lot of little puppers behind me. Came out of that camper van back there. It's a nice little rig, an old Econoline, a high top and a proper camper build and everything in it. It's almost 2 o'clock. I have not heard from the garage yet. Luna needs to start listening. Doesn't bode well. But we'll see. I, of course, have contingencies and plans. And, oh, there's a missing kitty. Help bring Louie home. Maybe it's Lewis. He is gorgeous. Poor little boy. 3-year-old, he's just a baby. Well, shucks. Of course, I got contingency plans in place and whatnot. It might mean I end up in a hotel tonight. Which wouldn't be the worst thing. Obviously, it would be nicer if I could be back in my tiny home, but if that's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. It is what it is, and we'll figure it out. It's a beautiful day. You cannot complain. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. All right, just got off the phone with them. He doesn't know. He's guessing. He was able to fix my other 2 issues. One, the screw in the tire wasn't an issue. Wrangler Duratrax, very tough. He just pulled it out. So I could have done it. Oh. Mike! Well, that'll be a $50 touch. I'm just kidding. It's probably not. And then my tire noise, he said it's literally, or that the howling sound, literally just the tires. Oh. It's like these tires are notorious for sound. They need to be rotated often. I've been slacking. So they rotated them for me. Oh. So now they're in the back and they should kind of sort of even themselves out. But yeah, the starting issue, he has no idea. But he said, do you have a remote start in this thing? I said, almost a year to the day. I installed one out at Bow Valley Campground. But again, that's a guess. He said it could also be your starter. He had it up in the air, obviously. And he said he looked at the starter. He's like, that thing looks like it's been in there for a coon's age. Right? But he's like, but it's working. Yeah. And the crank position sensor is behind the starter. He says it could be that as well. He's had the scan tool plugged in, reading everything. It's not throwing any codes, of course. So we kind of got to the point of maybe rip that remote start out because it's not working. That remote start I installed has not been working for quite a few months now. It could be messing with the signal that's going through the ignition wires. Okay. So I won't, why bother them with that
I'll have to get under there and try to undo what I did, unfortunately. Yeah. And then if not, it could just take a starter. Like, it really is kind of coming down to, unless I want to start throwing tons of money at it, it's just wait for whatever it is to actually fail.
Yeah.
This has been great. Oh, but he also thinks it could be the throttle plate. Yeah, not throttle position sensor, but a throttle plate. He says those tend to gum up, and it could be that. That's why he was like asking me, when you gave it gas, did it help? And I said, well, it seemed to, but it could also have just been a coincidence, right? So he's going to take a look at that, and he said come pick her up in an hour regardless. So
Nothing is ever simple.
nothing's ever simple. We're back in business. Whoa, I hear you, little girl. Finish line. Hi, sweetheart. Sure. Good plan. And settled down for the night. Just got out of the pool, hanging up my stuff to dry. Kind of gives the tiny house on wheels a nice smell. I mean, if you like the smell of a pool. If you don't, that would be pretty revolting. But all right, so here's the paperwork here. Got lucky back. It was $216. It turns out that the howling noise in the front end, well, as I said, were my tires. And then they didn't find anything else, but they did a good deep dive for me on everything. No trouble codes. He said the fuel pump works and is a little louder when running. He inspected and cleaned the throttle body plate and bore, performed a crankshaft variation relearn procedure. Starter operation is normal. At times, the engine control module will not complete the automatic cranking of the starter after cranking key for 0.4 seconds, question mark. Right, it's one of those problems that we're just gonna be chasing for a while. I guess I'm gonna start by trying to reverse that remote starter out of there. If you are newer to the channel here, last year about this time out at Bow Valley, I installed it myself. It was sent to me by a subscriber. Hi, Kathy. And yeah, a few months ago it just stopped working. It was nice weather. I didn't really think anything of it. And I never think when it comes to issues with a car that it's ever part of the power system or the electrical system or the wiring, right? It's all, in my brain, it always goes to what's the mechanical failure? But so many of these vehicles are absolutely run by the computer. I mean, we also, with the mechanic and I, discussed the possibility of it being the ECU or whatever, the actual like main computer of the van. That won't be cheap if that's the case. But start small, work out from there. Oh, is this light dead? Oh no, my worst nightmare. Time to charge. It's not my worst nightmare. There's plenty of other things to be scared of. For sure. You, shut you. Kick off your shoes. Come into the tiny home. It was a nice day though. It was good weather to be outside for the majority of it. Thank you very much to Amber for spending the day with me and keeping me company. That was much appreciated. And yeah, it all culminated there in a lovely dinner with her and my daughter at Fish Creek Park there. I was able to use my BioLite little stove that I talked about in the last video to make us some smokies and veggies and whatnot. And it was a good time, had by all. Yes, I had veggies, shut up. It's true. Cable in here somewhere. There we go. What the heck is this? What are you attached to? Not what I need you to be attached to. Does this cable even work? Let's find out. Hey, that means we're charging. Boink, boink. There we go. He said, let there be light. And there was. I also picked up these wood fire pellets. They're actual proper food grade pellets. I don't know how important it is. I mean, I'm sure it's important to use food grade pellets, but I don't know how unsafe the other ones I have actually are. You know. But when it comes to my kiddo, not worth the risk. With myself, I really don't give a shit. It's just the way it is. And now I'm gonna have to get the house all started back into a livable state, right, Penny? Let's put that over there. We got the receipt. That needs to go into my files for Lucky's maintenance. I actually have one of those. Something my dad instilled in me. Always have a place to keep all the paperwork for your vehicles. So I got it right here. Lucky Maintenance. You get a brand new invoice. No good. There she be. That's a lot of headspace, Matthew. We've talked about this before. Slide this back in there for safekeeping. Yeah, now I got this bloody fuel pump kicking around. I guess I should just take that to my storage unit and leave it in there for the inevitability of a failure. Although I got to talk about that too. I've been mentioning it over on my Patreon account. I think I got to lean towards getting rid of my storage unit because I've noticed that the date due for my payment every month keeps changing. It keeps coming up. It started at May 28th and then it slowly went up and now it's due September 18th. That seems a little shady to me. Very weird and not ideal. I also talked about that briefly a couple videos back, I think, when I was talking about excess and stuff like that. I really would like to just get rid of that thing, but kind of hard to do. Want to keep buying fuel pumps I don't need. All right, we got my magnet mount. The switch is back in here. Got the dirty laundry bag that can come with us. Toss this bad boy back in the passenger seat footwell. Although, I should find a better solution for that. When I picked Brooklyn up today, she got in and she looked down at the floor mat and she said, "What's that?" Or, "Who's that?" She said, "Who's that?" And if you don't know, I've got Tweety from Looney Tunes on my floor mats and she's just hadn't seen it in a while. That's usually how full that footwell is. Yikes! All right, this is not appropriate lighting for evening time relaxing. Let's see what I can do here. Gonna change the brightness. We're gonna make it better looking. Nice. Turn that off. You can also turn on a bio light. It's way too bright. There we go. Candle flicker mode. Perfect. Well, and then you hit that button. Some things you just can't script. So I guess this is a good place to leave it, unless... Oh wait, there we go. He said, "Let there be light again." What do we got in here? Where did I put them? Oh, wait. There they are. Let's see if we can make her run, shall we? Oh, Penny. Want to come say bye-bye? Oh, you're coming a long way. Oh, jeepers creepers. All right, you. Ready? Come here. Over here. Come here. Good girl. So until the next one, everybody, just go out there, be happy, be creative, be yourselves. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want another one? Most importantly, be positive. And remember, only dead fish go with the flow.